This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us tonight. And first this evening, Sarasota's Bobby Jones Golf Course has lost money each year since 2008. And now the city is spending more than $100,000 for a consultant's input on how to make some improvements. But some wonder if the city could find better uses for that money and if a golf course is even still a good investment. ABC7's Ray Collins joins us with more on this story tonight. Ray.
Haley, even though the course is always busy, sources say it hasn't made a profit since 2008.
We're going to take everything and come up with a master plan that works for everybody.
Golf course consultant Richard Mandel will have a busy 12 weeks. The city is paying him $115,000 to draw up a plan to improve the Bobby Jones Golf Course. He realizes when you work on a course that dates back to the 1920s, chances are there will be some inherent issues.
Left and right of many golf holes, there are ditches that no one worried about in the 30s and 40s if it was wet in the summer because nobody played here. And so that's different now.
Despite the complex hosting 100,000 rounds a year, a source close to the club says it hasn't turned a profit since 2008. Course director Sue Martin is quick to point out the course doesn't use tax dollars, but rather relies on user fees.
We have not dipped into taxpayers' money. We are still covering our own cost because we had, if you'd like, lack of a better word, a fund balance or a savings account.
But with the city paying Mandel 6 figures for his 12 weeks of work, and no one yet sure where the potential millions would come from for cost improvements, some question why the city still owns a golf course, especially with other pressing needs in the city.
And I understand their point of view. They have to look at it that it's a recreational facility, and it's not just the business of running a golf course. It's a quality of life issue.
We asked the city government media relations person for an interview with anybody in City Hall who could talk about the issue of privatization, but she deferred our question back to the golf course director. And while taxpayers may flinch at the potential costs around the corner, Nick Celestino says he's glad to have a place to golf.
It's nice to have a course to play if you don't have the money to join a club. It's nice to be able to come and play here for a decent rate.
That course consultant is being paid $85,000 for the master plan and also $30,000 for a tree assessment all over the next 12 weeks.
And Ray, is there any alternative to the tax dollars for these improvements?
Some say the city should be open to public-private partnerships, perhaps in the area.
All right, more to come on that. Thank you, Ray. We are halfway through the school year at this point, and the Sarasota County School District is still in need of substitute teachers. Human Resources Director Roy Sprinkle says one of the reasons for the difficulty in filling these substitute teaching positions is that fewer students are entering the profession in college. Sprinkle says substitute teaching is a great way for those looking to get full-time positions to get their foot in the door.
We work with each of those individuals for an alt certification program to get them in place. We have many throughout this district, and some of them are the very best teachers in our district.
The district recently loosened its hiring requirements in an effort to ease the shortage. A bittersweet goodbye for a beloved captain. Employees at Mote Marine Labs said goodbye to the sea turtle named Captain today. Mote has been caring for this turtle for the past 2 years. Captain was originally discovered stranded in Florida from a cold stun event and a boat strike. The turtle was first sent to Georgia for rehabilitation and then to Mote. Although it has recovered some, she's not fit to be re-released back into the wild, so the turtle is headed to Broward County to fulfill an important job.
We like to get them out there to the public to be these great education ambassadors, to spout the good work and the dangers that are going on out there in our ocean, because the ocean gives so much to us. We want to give back, and this is part of that process.
Mote Marine estimates that Captain is somewhere between 10 and 15 years old, and we do wish her well in South Florida. And now for a check on our forecast, which feels a little different tonight than it did last night. Let's head over to Bob.
A great looking turtle right there. Clapping hands, that looks like, anyway, fins in this case or whatever it may be. 61 degrees right now. Haley, I got to tell you, it is nice out there. Clear skies. We don't have the fog as we saw last night or the previous nights, and that's a result of a lower dew point temperature. However, we're still going to see the possibility of some patchy fog because the temperature and dew point are so close to one another. Winds are calm, clear skies. The pressure rising ever so slightly now at 29.94 inches. And it looks as though we will see Not the sea fog, but patchy fog. This was sea fog this morning. Wanted to show you how thick it was throughout the morning hours. And then it cleared out in the afternoon as the first in a series of cold fronts slid on by, cleared skies out, dried things out, and made for a beautiful sunset this evening. And we have another cold front expected to move on through later on tonight. There's one right up here. You can see it slicing through North Florida. The first one went through around 2 o'clock this afternoon across our area, and now that is well to the south. Another one will move through later on, and then that will also keep things on the drier side. So we're not expecting a widespread fog event. Well, more on a very strong cold front heading in our direction coming up in a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. An active rabies alert in Sarasota County following 2 bobcat attacks. One of those attacks caught on camera. A bobcat was able to get inside a Northport home and attack a family and their dog before they were able to trap it in their lanai. ABC7's Christopher Brantley explains what this alert means for families and their pets.
This video shows the heart-racing moment a rabies-infected bobcat attacked a Florida Fish and Wildlife officer, jumping up and scratching the man. The story of how the animal got into the house is just as startling.
Right here is where the attack took place. And he came in through the house, climbed up on this chair all the way up, dropped down, and then went through the living room.
Karen Morse has seen bobcats around here before, but one has never invited itself in. The bobcat attacked a family dog, leaving it with 3 puncture wounds, and then urinated all over the home and ran out onto the lanai.
Florida Fish and Wildlife did not think this cat was rabid either because he looked very healthy.
But the Florida Department of Health in Sarasota County received lab results confirming the bobcat did have rabies.
It was very unnerving to have him jump up there. It was like he was almost to his chin, if not to his face. And then, you know, he bled.
The officer and the family were sent to 3 local hospitals to get a rabies shot, and all are recovering. The family dog was up to date on its rabies shot and is doing well.
Rabies is endemic in the state of Florida. That means it's always in the animal population.
The Florida Department of Health raised the rabies alert in the area and have a strong warning for locals.
You know, wildlife is fun to look at, but if they exhibit strange behavior, unusually friendly behavior, or if they approach you, move away from them.
Health officials say you should not keep pet food outside, secure all garbage containers, and keep a close eye on pets when they're outside. And if your pet is bitten by a wild animal, seek veterinary assistance immediately and contact the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. From now on, Morse says she's going to think twice before opening the front door. In Northport, Christopher Brantley, ABC7. Your Suncoast News.
And this sort of thing has happened before on the Suncoast. In August of 1999, a rabid bobcat terrorized parts of South Sarasota. The animal attacked 6 people in neighborhoods near Sarasota Square Mall. The bobcat eventually met its demise near Stickney Point Road when a man used a log to defend himself and killed the bobcat. Tests showed the animal did indeed have rabies, and Bob actually was able to catch some of this video when it happened. The deadline to enroll in the health insurance marketplace is January 31st. Most people qualify for assistance. Counselors are hosting meetings to help with questions about enrollment. The first one is Tuesday, January 10th at the North Sarasota Library. A second will be held on Thursday, the 12th, at the Venice Regional Bayfront Health. The population on the Suncoast is increasing, and sometimes it feels like the entire state of Florida is becoming more crowded. But according to a new study, we don't rank first for moves into the state. Moving company United Van Lines ranked the top states for in and outbound families. The top inbound state is surprisingly South Dakota. 68% of moves are people moving into the state. New Jersey is experiencing a deficit. 63% of moves are residents leaving the state. Florida falls in between. 57% of moves are people moving into Florida and 43% leaving full time. But 34% of people moving to Florida are coming here to retire. One of our Sarasota area Macy's is slated to close. Macy's opened its doors at the Westfield Sarasota Square Mall in 1977, and it is scheduled to close its doors by the end of the year. The store has 86 associates. It's unclear what will happen to their jobs. Macy's says it is moving forward with 68 store closures nationwide by the end of 2017, which are part of the 100 closings announced in August. The news isn't great for Sarasota Square either. Costco, JCPenney, and Sears are the only remaining anchor stores, and Sears' company-wide sales have been shaky for years. We do still have Macy's at UTC and at Southgate Mall. McDonald's of Tampa Bay is giving free meals to local police officers one day next week. Local officers can get a free extra value meal on National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, which falls on Monday. No purchase is necessary, but officers must show a valid badge to redeem in store. These officers can redeem at the restaurant locations in Sarasota or Manatee County. And straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, caught on camera, a law enforcement officer ambush at a Walmart in Arizona. Plus, the big looming question is what will happen with Obamacare? Republicans want it gone immediately, but why the president-elect is saying slow down, even though he has promised to repeal it.
To a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers.
Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window, we manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Peace of mind is really crucial. The safety and security of this higher level of care, I think, is really important. Great nurses, great doctors, technologies that can really help when you are dealing with complications, high-risk newborns, or the infants that have medical conditions. This is the kind of care that we want at our public hospital.
That will look great on you. Every time you shop here, you have the power to change lives.
Does she work here?
No, she's just a proud supporter of Goodwill.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Winter White event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at CaliforniaClosets.com.
Bob, I already feel a huge difference from last night.
Yeah. Humidity, dew point temperatures were way up there in the low 70s. Summer-like. Tonight, not quite as where they normally are at, but close. Drier air has moved in, and some slightly cooler temperatures, too. We had a great sunset tonight, and here are some photos that were sent in. This from Leah Secundo, who used to be the sports anchor here years ago, and she sent this in from Braden. Thanks, Leah. Appreciate that. And here's another one from Damon Powers, always getting a great shot, and he also sent this one in as well and picked that off Facebook. Appreciate that, Damon. Look at the high-level cirrus clouds off in the distance there. And here's the weather headlines. They read like this. A little bit cooler overnight. Temperatures will be not at seasonal averages, but a little bit above it, but still cooler than it has been over the past several days. And then storms on Saturday as a strong cold front heads our way, and some of those storms could be strong. I wouldn't be surprised to see some thunderstorms on Saturday, and then a winter chill to move in on Sunday. And we're talking very cold temperatures and coldest of the season and of this year. As far as the current weather goes, you can see quite a bit of high clouds around. There's actually a secondary cold front, as I alluded to earlier. Again, the secondary front now moving through North Florida, and behind it some cool air. But the real cold Arctic air is still well to the north, and you'll see that in a bit as I show you some of the temperatures around the United States. But right now, some high-level clouds, no fog really around. Temperature at 61 degrees at the Sarasota Braden Airport. And as far as Sarasota is concerned, it's 61 there. Dew point is at 58. Humidity at 90%, and winds are calm. The pressure 29.89 inches. Braden, you're at 59, and Venice now at 65 degrees. So already much cooler than it has been over the past several nights, for that matter. 78 the high today. Now that low has changed to our current temperature here, and 71 is the average high. We'll be above that average tomorrow, and temperatures will be into the low 70s, right around 73 degrees, the expected high. Only 1/100th of an inch of rainfall. Now, the rain that we expect on Saturday should be over a ½ inch in most areas. We could see some isolated areas a little bit more than that. 56 degrees now. Currently in Tallahassee, it's 59 in Jacksonville, 62 in Orlando. And temperatures all in the low 60s right near the coast. You'll notice a little bit cooler inland away from the water, with the water temperature now in the low 70s, keeping things a bit milder there. But overall, we're looking for low temperatures tonight to be pretty close to where they are right now, maybe a couple degrees cooler to start things off tomorrow morning. When you wake up, we'll see temperatures into the mid to upper 50s for the most part, right on the water, right around 60 degrees in Anna Maria and Holmes Beach, as well as Longboat Key. Tomorrow's forecast, just a couple degrees above average, lots of sunshine in the afternoon as some drier air moves in. We'll still see some cloudiness, though, some higher clouds moving in from the Gulf of Mexico as a result of a very active west to east flow right now. Snow moving into Kansas City, heavy snow earlier in Denver. There are some watches there. Get a look at the temperatures right now. -4 in Minot, 0 in Minneapolis, 10 degrees in Chicago. Yes, it's cold, and it's dropping south and toward the east. As far as the wind chill goes, -25. There are wind chill advisories in effect throughout the Dakotas. That's -25 in Minot, -14 in Minneapolis, and feels like 6 degrees in Cleveland. Chicago, a balmy -4 at this hour. And that cold air will move again south and east over the next couple of days. So it's going to hit pretty much everyone. Even Florida will get a little bit of the cool weather here. For boaters, hazards this weekend, but not a problem tomorrow. Seas running 1 to 2 feet, mostly smooth on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now at 71 degrees. Beaches will see a high right around 72. A low tide upcoming, 12:03, and a high tide at 4:59. Tonight's forecast, no fog problems, 58 for a low. And then tomorrow, look for cooler air, but still seasonal, right around 72 degrees. The extended forecast does call for slight chance for showers Friday. It'll be mainly inland, and then good chance for storms Saturday, and then the cool weather moves in. 59 for high on Sunday. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. U.S. Coast Guard officials say about 185 migrants made it ashore in the U.S. in December. They all made it ashore in the Florida Keys in the month after Fidel Castro's death. Coast Guard officials say the number of Cubans attempting to reach U.S. shores has surged for 2 years. It's unclear why there were many migrant landings, but good weather may have helped them, even though the winds were rough around Christmas. Police officers risk their lives every day, even when responding to the most routine calls. New video out of Arizona shows 2 police officers risking their lives to protect the people around them. Someone was trespassing at an Arizona Walmart, turned into a shootout. Video here shows the officers talking with the suspect, and then shoppers scatter for cover as the man suddenly opens fire. Several officers are hit, but Officer Daniel Colwell comes up firing and killing the suspect. Mitchell Oakley.
Those moments when you walk out the door, you never know when it could be your last.
One of the officers is still recovering and has nerve damage. Officer Colwell has returned to duty. The Affordable Care Act is front and center on Capitol Hill. President Obama and Vice President-elect Mike Pence attending separate meetings on what to do about the law when Donald Trump takes office with a Republican majority in Congress. ABC's Karen Travers is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
The battle over Obamacare is on. Dueling meetings Wednesday on Capitol Hill. Republicans strategizing with Vice President-elect Mike Pence on how to repeal and replace President Obama's signature law. The president huddling with Democrats to come up with a way to stop them. As he left the Capitol, Mr. Obama was asked his advice for Democrats.
Look out for the American people.
The president urged his party to mount a public campaign highlighting the millions of Americans who've benefited from the Affordable Care Act and what they stand to lose if it's dismantled. Democrats say Republicans are playing with political fire, and they hope to fan those flames.
They can repeal, but they have nothing to put in its place.
Unless they have something better to start with, it is irresponsible for Republicans to repeal Obamacare.
But it's priority number one for Republicans when Donald Trump takes office. Vice President-elect Mike Pence telling Republicans that the repeal and replace effort will include quick executive actions and long-term legislation.
It will be important that we be careful as we do that we do that in a way that doesn't work a hardship on American families who've gained insurance through this program. It doesn't work a hardship on our economy.
To do that, Republicans will delay any major changes for 18 months to 3 years, giving them time to finalize a replacement.
We want to make sure that there's an orderly transition so that the rug is not pulled out from under the families who are currently struggling under Obamacare while we bring relief.
Democrats say they're willing to work with Republicans to fix the parts of the Affordable Care Act that need fixing. But first, Republicans need to figure out what they'll focus on and where to begin this complicated process. Karen Travers, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Apparently, Americans would most like to share a zip code with the Obamas. The outgoing first family is the top choice for a celebrity neighbor this year. That's according to a recent survey by the real estate database company Zillow. The family received 14% of the votes of those surveyed. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson comes in a close second on the most desirable neighbor list. HGTV couple Chip and Joanna Gaines are in third place. Auto sales hit a record high for the 7th year in a row. According to sales tracker Auto Data, 17.6 million cars and trucks were sold. Year-end incentives, improved economic conditions, and easy credit all helped push those sales higher. Back in 2009, massive job losses and tight credit caused the car market to crash, and General Motors and Chrysler declared bankruptcy. But since then, sales have climbed steadily. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here's what someone paid us to do tonight.
And then he goes, what do you want to eat? And so...
Wait, you gave the president your lunch order?
I had to, yeah. He was asking me.
Heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Sarasota Institute of Lifetime Learning begins its 46th season on Monday, January 9th in Sarasota, Venice, and Lakewood Ranch. Meet Blair Tyndall, author of Mozart in the Jungle, on Monday, January 9th, and information and intelligence expert Terry Roberts on Tuesday, January 10th. 72 global issues lectures by renowned experts, 24 musical conversations with great performers. Tickets are on sale now. For more information and to purchase season tickets, visit SILLSarasota.org.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Now, sports.
Florida's only team in the NFL playoffs back on the practice field today. The Miami Dolphins will play at Pittsburgh on Sunday, and the team will likely play again without starting quarterback Ryan Tannehill. He did not take part in today's practice while wearing a brace on his injured left knee. Tannehill has missed the past 3 games. Head coach Adam Gase has said he won't do anything to jeopardize Tannehill's long-term health.
It's a big gray area because for him to articulate a lot of these things of how he feels and what our doctors think he should be feeling, it's a very complex kind of process we're going through here because he's trying to figure out, well, what am I supposed to be feeling like? And that's where we're kind of at a crossroads.
10-year veteran Matt Moore, who is 2-1 as Tannehill's replacement, is expected to make his first career postseason start. You would think making the playoffs would create some job security, but Detroit Lions coach Jim Caldwell had to wait until today to learn he will be back next season. The team announced the move this morning, a day after Caldwell fielded questions about his job. Caldwell helped the Lions earn a spot in the playoffs for the second time in 3 seasons. But Detroit lost its last 3 games of the regular season, dropping Caldwell's record to 27-21 with the franchise. Detroit plays at Seattle on Saturday night. A former Buccaneer great will try again to make it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. John Lynch named one of 15 finalists for the Hall for the 4th straight year. Lynch was voted into 9 Pro Bowls and won a Super Bowl ring with the Bucs in 2002. If he earns selection into the Hall, he will become the 4th former Buccaneer to make it since 2013, joining Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, and Tony Dungy. Just north of the Suncoast, City of Tampa is preparing to host this year's College Football National Championship. The Alabama Crimson Tide will take on the Clemson Tigers at Raymond James Stadium, home of the Buccaneers. It's going to bring a lot of traffic to the Tampa Bay area as fans come from all over the country.
This is an opportunity for Tampa to showcase itself once again to the world. And we will be performing with the world watching, just like those 2 teams, Alabama and Clemson, will be performing on the field. Our community will be performing behind the scenes.
Kickoff is at 8 p.m. on Monday. You can watch it on ESPN, and we'll have full highlights here on ABC7. College football fans face record ticket prices ahead of Monday's game. The average resale price of a ticket to the Alabama-Clemson game is close to $3,000. That's a record for the college title game, according to Ticket IQ, which tracks sales. The cheapest costs a little over $1,000. Part of the reason for these high ticket sales is the location. Both schools are less than 600 miles from Tampa, making it easier for fans to get there. A 105-year-old Frenchman made cycling history today. Robert Marchand rode more than 14 miles in 1 hour on a track near Paris, setting a world record in the 105 and above category. Marchand has a big following in France. You can see all of his fans cheering him on in the stands. Marchand fell a little short of his previous record, which he set 3 years ago. That's when, of course, he was just a spry 102-year-old, and he cycled more than 16 miles in an hour as a centenarian. He's doing fantastic. I am very envious. That's great. Let's look at sports. We'll have tonight's lotto numbers straight ahead.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Wounded veterans are getting ready to embark on a 4-day bicycle journey across South Florida. Vets were fitted for their bikes today as they prepare for a 48-mile ride from Miami to the Florida Keys. Katrina Bush has the details as these men and women get ready to go on the ride of their life.
Making sure the ride is just right could take a few minutes or a little longer. These bicycles being customized especially for wounded warriors.
Yeah, it's definitely, I didn't have to do any adjustments, which is actually kind of amazing.
Senior Airman Kyle Cook will be riding this hand cycle for the Wounded Warrior Project Soldier Ride beginning Thursday morning. His leg was amputated above the knee after a motorcycle accident, and he is one of dozens of warriors gearing up for the ride, described as a chance to heal the mind and body.
Riding, it's peaceful for me, so I enjoy it a lot.
I'm kind of nervous as to how far I'm going to make it before I really start, feeling the anxiety or pain of struggling through a cycle. Hopefully the recumbent bike that they've given me will make it a lot smoother. So.
A hopefully smooth but no doubt challenging ride broken up between Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, starting in Miami and ending in Key West.
It's about camaraderie, it's about regrouping, it's about seeing what your potential is.
Nation's heroes like these ready to have a good time and face a different challenge.
I mean, you meet so many great people here, and this is how you keep getting invited to different events and know what's really out there and what you're capable of doing. They don't focus on your inabilities, but your abilities.
It's amazing that they can do that.
Yeah, it sure is. I'd like to get back into that mode, be able to work out a little bit more so. And
well, this is the time of year to do it.
Yeah, it is. A little cooler, right? I'll look for a little cooler start to tomorrow morning, too. Upper 50s, and then, boy, bottom drops out on Sunday, 59.
That's good, because I have to run, I don't know, some 8 miles
Getting
or
ready for the big race,
for the half marathon.
Yeah, there you go.
I need it bad, yeah. See you tomorrow.